Something strange is going on with short track speed skating at the Olympics in Beijing, and that thing is that China seems to be getting a lot of favorable calls. And honestly, I don't think it's just strange. I think that China is absolutely cheating. So I'm going to share my opinion on it. I'm going to share the thoughts of some Olympic US TV announcers, and I'm going to share some thoughts of people across the world. So if you didn't see it, in the short track semifinal in the 1,000-meter race, the world record holder Huang Dehan is skating against 2 Chinese skaters and 1 skater from Turkey. So in the race, Huang appears to perfectly pass 2 Chinese skaters and eventually finish in first place. Because of copyright issues, I can't play the audio, but I'm going to read to you what the 2 American announcers said. The first announcer says, "Look at that phenomenal move by Huang Dehan. That was textbook." Second announcer, "Huang Dehan timed that perfectly." So after the race ends, it is ruled that Huang is disqualified for an illegal pass causing contact. But I've watched this so many times and I have no idea what contact Huang initiates. If anything, the Chinese skater actually touches Huang. So this is absolutely insane to me, and the first American announcer says that's a shocking result, says it more than once, and then the second announcer says another call that puzzles, surprises, and benefits China. So everybody on the broadcast seems to agree that it's a terrible call and something suspicious is happening. But hey, it's sports. Terrible calls happen sometimes, right? Maybe it was just one mistake. Let's go on. Let's look at the final of the 1,000-meter. So in the final, there is a lot of controversy, and the Hungarian skater that ends up being disqualified, he is definitely not without fault. However, in my opinion, he's not the only one without fault. So you see the Hungarian skater and the Chinese skater, they're both fighting for first place, and certainly there's a lot of controversy going on here, but you see the Chinese skater actually used 2 hands to pull the Hungarian skater back. Now the Hungarian skater still finishes first, but he is disqualified. But somehow, the Chinese skater, who used 2 hands to pull another skater, is not disqualified. So how does that happen? I guess if you're a Chinese skater and the Olympics are in China. And of course, winning the silver medal, who do we have? We have the other Chinese skater, the one who shouldn't have even qualified for the final because Huang was DQ'd and he took Huang's place. So we also had the men's short track relay, and it seemed that China was going to be eliminated in the semifinal. But it was a very chaotic race, and some viewers expected the US, Russia, and China to all be disqualified. Instead, what happened, the US and Russia were both disqualified, but China, who is not in a qualifying position to make it to the final, advanced and took the spot of the US. So maybe if just one of these things happened, you could say, oh, that's bad luck, or that was a bad call, or a coincidence. But for all 3 of these calls to go China's way and for China to win 2 gold medals and 1 silver medal out of this, yeah, I don't think so. I fully believe that somebody has bribed these officials to make sure that China performs better in the short track races. I think it's the only explanation for what we've seen so far. So let's look at some of the comments online throughout the world. This person says, speed skating, well, China seems to be getting a fair amount of favorable calls. China winning gold in short track speed skating after all that penalty and yellow card drama. I don't want to say it's suspicious, but something's not adding up. The Olympic short track speed skating officiating has been terrible, very suspicious based on who has benefited from the reviews. China won first and second in speed skating and literally didn't cross the finish line first once. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but holy smokes, almost every ruling in the speed skating just benefited China. Some of these rules. And for the most part, that's been the consensus that I've seen online, that there are too many things going exactly China's way for this just to be a coincidence. And if you think nobody's cheating at the Olympics, if people aren't doing whatever they can to win, take a look at this clip. So if you watch very closely, you see the Chinese speed skater grab the marker and slide it perfectly into her opponent's skate, causing her to trip and fall. It's definitely not obvious at first look, but the more you watch it, the more you realize that it was not a mistake, that she clearly slid this into the Canadian athlete's skate, causing a big crash. So the Chinese skater was not penalized for this, there was no foul for this, but guess who was penalized in this race? The Canadians, the same team that you saw falling over from the Chinese skater throwing a marker into another athlete's skate. So in a few years, when we figure out that the officials of short track speed skating were bribed, I'm not going to be surprised. So I'm sure I'm going to get some hate comments from China. That's okay. But if you leave a hate comment, just let me know why China is getting every single call so far in the short track Olympic events. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.